It is finally time, guys. I've got two sets of tires, two different sets of tires. Well, two tires for two wheels, and they're different. If you guys missed the last video or the last video on the Fit where we test fit the Kosei K1s, I'm excited to show you they're refinished. They've got new tires, they're balanced, and they're ready to go on the car. So quickly before we get into that, I've got the car up on jack stands right now. I've been doing a little bit of work on the front and the rear. You guys will see that in the coming video. So if you spot something different, if you've been paying attention, you'll see that in the next Honda Fit video. But this thing has been our little track toy that we've been getting prepped to take to autocross, to track days, and just have a fun, cheap track car for the channel. And we've been focusing on good modifications to get this thing going as cheaply as possible. I picked up that set of Kosei K1 wheels for like 600 bucks. Got the sets of tires that are Sunday Cup legal. It's the ones that you're allowed to run. And let me show you right now. So first things first, we have a set of, like I said, Kosei K1 wheels. They're refinished. I've got them repainted. They look good enough. I'm happy with how they came out. It's gonna be fine for what we're trying to do. And I've got a set of Falken 615 Plus, which are going to go on the rear. A lot of Fit guys recommend the 16 Plus for the rear because you'll get a little bit less grip, so you can have a little bit more of like a controllable oversteer. So I'm interested to see how that turns out. I'm just kind of taking people's word for it. Seems like that's what a lot of people run. There's a pretty basic formula for these cars, especially to be in spec for Sunday Cup. There's only so much you can do, and it's more about driving and getting better at driving. So that is why we picked up the 615 Plus for the rear. And out here, we have the set of front tires, which are the Falken RT660s in a 205/50/15. So these will fit perfectly, hopefully. I test fit these ones on the front and they worked fine. I'll be curious to see how they go on the rear, but here's the size difference. So that's stock, and that's our new set. So we're getting probably about 2 inches or so of actual width from the OEM to our new set. The wheels are definitely bigger as well. I think they're an inch bigger, but then you get a little bit of extra tire profile as well. Super grippy tire, they're 200 tread wear. A lot of people recommend them, so I'm super stoked to throw these on the front and see how it turns out. I have already gone ahead and done a fender roll, as you can see probably down there. I've already done a fender roll. I've cut some of the bumper to make sure that these will be clearanced. I actually raised the ride height in the rear just a little bit, just to be sure, but we'll see. I think all we can do is just throw them on and hope for the best. I am a little concerned, but I've rolled it pretty much flat, so there's lots of room in there, and I've pulled the fender just a little bit, cut all of this out right back here in the bumper. I know it's kind of hard to see, but yeah, take my word for it. It's all there, and I think all we need to do now is throw all the wheels on. All right, on the ground, and I'm glad I raised the rear. I think we should be good. This looks awesome. I know a lot of people run these wheels on Fits every generation, but they just look good. They're kind of like an RPF 1. They just look good. They're nothing special. They look good. Here's our rear clearance. We should be good, good. The one thing I'm worried about is there's a screw right here that is holding the bumper on. So I don't think there's too much I can do about that right now. I set the dampening to harder, so hopefully we don't get as much bouncing back there, but we'll see. And then other side also looks good. I can always just raise the rear a little bit more because for some reason, I mean, I measured it and the front, this side is a little lower, but it never rubbed before, but it definitely could. So as you can see on this side, a little bit higher. I actually like this ride height, so I might just have to do some adjusting to the coilovers, which isn't a big deal. It only takes a few minutes, so really not too bad. I'm stoked on this. So let's take it out for a drive real quick, kind of see how it performs. All right, we are in the Fit. Yeah, this is a different day. It's the next day after I shot all the video you saw earlier. I went to pull it out of the driveway and, you know, it basically tore off half the bumper. I had to do a lot more clearancing after this. I had to cut probably about a third of the bumper support off and then drill a little hole. So the bumper, the front of the bumper at least, where it meets the fender above the wheel is zip tied on right now, but it'll be fine. There's a lot more clearance. I raised the ride height in the rear, and I adjusted the ride height once or twice, and I couldn't figure out why it wasn't really doing anything. You know, joke's on me, I guess. First time I've had a separate spring on a car like this, so I didn't adjust the spring at all, so I raised the spring up a little bit without adjusting the preload in the rear. Perfect height. It matches the front, and no rubbing issues. My driveway is a little steep and you have to go out at an angle, and didn't make a single noise. The front scrubs a tiny, tiny bit. I don't know if you'll hear it, but I'm gonna take this turn a little bit faster. Actually, no scrubbing there. These tires are awesome. I test drove it just around this little parking lot here already, and they're really, 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 really nice. I'll go a little bit fast here. It's nice. I really enjoy this. With the coilovers and the new tires and the wheels and everything fits pretty well, like 95%. Just get a little bit of scrubbing on the front. I've adjusted the dampening. It's a little bit harder, like 2 clicks harder in the front than the rear. And that seems to make the car pretty happy, but do a little autocross action here. I need a new seat. I can barely even hold myself in this thing. But I think maybe you can hear that scrubbing just a little bit, but this is really nice. And it is a little bumpy and uneven on this road, so it is what it is. But not bad. Come up here, some rocks, handles it fine. That front right might need to be adjusted just a tiny, tiny bit. But otherwise, ride's pretty good. I'm stoked on this. I know I have different tires on this car compared to the Miata, but the grippiness of this car, I feel that confidence. Like, if this makes me want to go get some new tires for the Miata. But like I said, I drive that car more often than this. I don't want to wear out 200 treadwear tires that are a little bit more expensive, but this is really quite nice. Big bump there and a roundabout. All good. Nice. Oh, this is good. This is a good car. One thing I am realizing is that I really need to address the shifter situation. I have the upgraded bushings, the Torque Solutions shifter bushings, and I have the Seb's Garage clutch delay valve delete with the stainless line and everything, but this, the shifter itself is very uninspiring. It's very just, I don't know, it's very loose. I feel like I know which gears I'm going into and everything, but it's not clicky enough for me. It's very, very economy still. And that's something that I definitely want to change. But I'm gonna get out here and kind of do a little walk around for you guys. So here it is, the GD3 Honda Fit on the Rev 9 Hypersport 2 coilovers the Kosei K1 wheels and the RT660 in the front and the RT615 in the rear. And I have to say, it feels really good. The front feels really confident and it really grips in, especially when you kind of feel like the car is starting to understeer a little bit. And granted, these tires haven't been heat cycled or anything, but you kind of feel a little bit of understeer and you can just power out of it. Even though it doesn't really have any power, it just goes in the right direction that you want it to go. And then our clearance in the rear, plenty. I mean, all the way up here there's stuff, but it's not going to compress that much. And with the preload set in the front correctly, at least with zero preload, it feels really quite nice. I'm very happy with this. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you run these tires. But here she is. This is how it's going to be for the time being. It's ready to hit the track. It feels kind of weird to think that we put this little track car together, cheap track car, all in just a few months, and upgraded everything with the rear sway bar, and it feels good. I'm surprised at how good it feels. It's slow, but it drives well. And there goes the radiator kicking on, so at least we know that works. But yeah, this is it. So as always, thank you guys for watching. I will do some more testing videos. I have a bigger parking lot that I'm planning to go to and do a little bit more testing, make a video about that just so you guys can kind of see how it performs outside of the car. I don't really have my tripod or anything with me, and the parking lot, the bigger parking lot's a little bit of a drive, so I'm not gonna do it today since it is so hot out, but I'm happy to get this done. I'm really stoked on this. I'm excited. I feel like I'm ready to move on to the next step with this thing and start tracking it, start autocrossing. I think it's gonna perform really well as an autocross car. It's just so nimble and small, and you can do tight turns and everything. We need to address the steering wheel. We need to address the seat because I'm spread eagle in here trying to hold myself up. The Seb's Garage dead pedal does help quite a bit though, so props to you, Seb. But yeah, I'm gonna head back to the house, close this video out, get it edited, throw it up for you guys. So hope you're enjoying your weekend. Hope you're not McLaren fans because I would be a little upset. Not McLaren fans, but Lando fans. I am sorry. But anyways, thanks for watching. Go down below, hit the subscribe button, follow along with the Fit build. Give this video a thumbs up, leave your comments below. I'll see you in the next one.